Today, President Biden used his executive authority to create a major green jobs training program.
The White House has launched a brand new initiative called the American Climate Corps, director of the Sunrise Movement.
Sunrise Movement, which is the youth-led...
And I'll say this, it's young people who are leading America.
Today, you won.
I am John Paul Mejia. Most people know me as JP. I'm a sociology major at AU. I'm the national spokesperson for Sunrise Movement, but here on campus I lead campaigns with Sunrise Movement AU.
My name's Magnolia Mead. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a third-year student at AU majoring in communications, law, economics, and government, and I'm also the president of Sunrise American University.
Sunrise is an organization and a movement of young people that want to stop the climate crisis in a way that creates millions of good-paying union jobs, gives us a better living in the process, and also brings together into the future communities that have been historically left behind in moments of transition.
So at Sunrise, we're building a movement of young people to take back our future, to pass bold climate legislation in Congress and in the executive office, and to organize at the local level for institutional action, whether it be at our schools, our local governments.
Thank you. This year has started off really well. We've gotten a strong start, and I'm really happy about that. And so the past, month or so since we started this semester has really looked like welcoming and training a lot of new people into the movement. So during our first hub meeting of the semester, we welcomed everyone in. We had this big training where we taught everyone about power and how we build power collectively. We taught them about the vision for the Green New Deal for American University, and also taught them about their role on what it means to organize on a college campus and how it can be the training grounds for a much broader political arc that will define the rest of their lives. But beyond that too, we've also been able to bring new students and existing hub members into some of the victories that we've really celebrated over the past 2 weeks as a movement that started organizing for those victories years ago. So it was also being able to show them how a theory of change that embraces organizing works. It might take a while to pay off, but it certainly works. It was really great to bring students to a press conference where, we were joined alongside people like Representative Ocasio-Cortez, Ed Markey, the majority leader of the Senate, Chuck Schumer, to show them that, once you organize enough and captivate the minds and hearts of an entire country with maybe a vision that once is considered radical or out of touch, but now is considered necessary, that is how you build power, and you can win.
That was a really amazing day because almost 2 years ago, Sunrise AU actually organized a sit-in at the Capitol between October to December of 2021. During which the Senate and the House were negotiating the Build Back Better Act, which was Biden's big climate policy that he had promised to pass in his first term. As someone who had been there the day we found out that the Build Back Better Act was not going to pass in the Senate, that was one of the worst days probably of my life after having spent so much time organizing around it. But the amazing thing is that we kept going, even though we had that defeat. We kept going and we kept organizing, and we kept having hope that, and being convinced that we would ultimately win what we had started. And so having it actually become a reality and being there on Capitol Hill almost 2 years later and seeing it was just incredible, and just proof that even when we have losses, it doesn't mean that it's the end. It's never the end, and there's always a chance that it could work if we just keep organizing.
But here on campus, Sunrise looks a little different and advocates for different things, but still under the same vision. What's really important about organizing on a campus is that universities are sort of the laboratory of ideas where tomorrow is being created today. And if AU is going to talk about being a sort of campus that's spearheading the future of sustainability and the sort of world that we need, it cannot do so while it continues to fail its students and workers that go here.
So this semester right now we're working on advocating for fossil-free research, and what that means is having American University commit that it's not going to take any money from fossil fuels. The reality is that the research that comes out of institutions like American University, it goes on to inform the policies that get passed in Congress.
I think there are moments that I, can like hug AOC and Senator Markey knows my name, that I'm like, wow, this is really cool. But ultimately I know that I'm grounded there representing a movement of people who were able to do something much larger than one single person ever could. And that feels really great. As much as you can have attention at a given moment praising you, can you have attention at a given moment trying to tear you down? And the value and power behind a movement is having people to share both wins and losses with in a way that actually feels good either way. And so the attention when it happens is definitely like a weird thing to try to traverse as like a regular college student that is filling a role at this organization that's definitely like visible. But I take that role with a lot of responsibility, care, and duty for the rest of the movement. For me, this sort of organizing isn't necessarily something that you put on a piece of paper to show off on your resume. I started off in this because I was born and raised in Miami, and I saw firsthand how the climate crisis was something that was threatening the people in places that I loved. And I remember feeling really powerless when I first started experiencing the stronger storms and people losing power and losing their homes. I felt really lucky to have organizing as an outlet for where the first time in my life I could feel powerful and not alone and not small.